Hey guys, today I wanted to speak about why some recruiters absolutely clean up with MPC campaigns. Whenever they do one, it's predictable. They are, very likely to book calls and very likely to win deals. And then there's others that start MPC campaigns and they can send thousands of messages and they don't book a single call and nothing comes of it. And it's something very simple. And a lot of recruiters, when they start an MPC campaign and it doesn't work, they think it's the message, they think it might be the follow-up process, they think it might be wrong timing. But there's something a lot more simple that I've discovered. And I've discovered this from speaking to dozens of $1 million billers who successfully run MPC campaigns. And I've discovered this from also doing this for recruiters myself running MPC campaigns. And it all comes down to understanding demand in your market. At a first principles level, this is the most fundamental, crucial point to get right before you start an MPC campaign. And really, there are two types of recruiters running MPC campaigns right now. The first group understand demand, and the second group are guessing. Now, this is not me digging out those recruiters. There's a lot of people that are guessing, but that's the difference between the people that run it successfully and the ones that don't. And I want to ask you something right now that will just put it into perspective. If you're wondering, do I actually know demand, or am I the person that's actually guessing? And this is a perfect question or thing to throw back at you, which is, if you truly understood demand in your market right now, you should already know there are companies out there who need this person even before you have a candidate. And if I asked you right now, what's in demand right now? What are people looking for? The answers I would expect to hear is, I know this type of skill set is extremely in demand right now for X companies. Hiring managers tell me this all the time. They're looking for this type of profile. And I know these types of candidates get snapped up in hours and days. I mean, there's 100 different variations of this, but if I asked you that right now, I would be expecting some instantaneous thoughts of where the demand is. So even without a candidate, you should already know where the opportunities lie. And the ones that are guessing are typically doing it the opposite way. They don't know where the demand is. They kind of pluck a candidate that they think is good out of the air. They're not really sure who would want it, but they're like, hey, let's send it out and see what's happening. And they're guessing. And you're relying on the candidate to create demand in that circumstances instead of the market creating demand and then you just filling in that gap. And the difference is night and day. When you don't know the demand and you're trying to MPC, it's literally like pushing a boulder up a hill with a tornado trying to push you down. You in this circumstance, you can send thousands of messages and get absolutely no response because there's little demand, and so you're trying to push a square peg into a round hole. When there's lots of demand, it's like letting the boulder roll down the hill with a gentle breeze helping you push it down. And once you understand demand in your market, guys, the results you're likely to see is you can send 50. I've had clients send 30 to 50 messages, book multiple calls. I can't write that. Multiple calls and win clients off 50 messages. Now, it doesn't always work like that, but each campaign, I would expect you to be booking calls with target, with decision makers if you knew demand in your market. So it's something really important just to think about. And the interesting thing is, top billers that I speak to are constantly researching demand in their market. So if you don't know the demand, don't worry. There are lots of ways to figure out demand, and it just requires a bit more time and research. And someone who gets this really right is James Holder. He when I spoke to him on our podcast, he's $1 million biller. He uses a mixture of LinkedIn job boards and ChatGPT to find live demand in the market. And once he knows the demand and he's verified it, he then will go off and find the right type of candidate. He'll bring it to these companies that he knows there's demand, and his success rate is fantastic. And it's because he already knows there's demand in that market. He's already done the research. He understands it. And so it's literally just a case of dropping someone in and letting, for use of better words, the wolves fight over the bacon, so to speak. If you want that exact episode, just comment demand below and I'll send it over. But I hope this was helpful, guys. So that if there's one thing I want you to get away from this video, it's that if you're thinking about MPC campaigns, always start with demand. You need to know where the demand is in order to run a successful MPC campaign. And if you don't know where this is, you need to do research and understand it. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult and you're wasting your time essentially. So do the research up front, understand the demand, and you'll have 20 times more success. Cheers, guys. See you later. Bye.